Welcome to Love Intentionally with John and Sandy. I'm John. You got me today, and coming to discuss the question, do we recognize the gifts that men bring? What are the consequences when we don't recognize those gifts? And men, a challenge to you to recognize and encourage the gifts in other men and why that's so important. All right. So again, welcome to Love Intentionally with John and Sandy. I'm John. You got me today. And one of the things I love about our daily show is it allows us to talk about topics that we've cover in our other groups with clients or group coaching or some of the other programs that we run and work with that, sometimes aren't always available to other people. I know for the Men Ignited program, for example, we have a tremendous number of men, just really incredible men that show up on Monday night at 7 o'clock. And yet, that time isn't always convenient, right? We've got men on the West Coast that it's kind of tough for them. That's still 4 o'clock in the afternoon, still middle of their workday. We have men over in Europe or overseas that, again, it's pretty early in the morning. So due to the timing, not every man, we recognize not every man can join Men Ignited or attend Men Ignited in person. So I'd love to be able to come talk about these topics. And the topic today about men and their gifts is part of a bigger discussion that we're having in the Men Ignited program about what is our purpose as men? What is our purpose in life? What happens when we aren't living our purpose, and how do we recognize it and live it? So look, everyone has a gift. I'm really talking about men today, but women absolutely have gifts. I'm not excluding anyone in this discussion. I know Sandy brings, so much the gift of joy and excitement, energy, love. There's so many gifts that she brings to me. She has an absolute gift. I'll share this. She has an absolute gift of walking in the kitchen at any moment, whipping up something absolutely incredible, and then never being able to recreate it because she just kind of goes in and feels it out and it all comes together. It's a great meal. I'm like, baby, this is fantastic. How'd you make it? And she'll be like, I'm not sure I can make it again, but she does sometimes too. So, but everybody has different gifts. And for men, we, in the past, if you go back, 1,000 years or so, our gifts would have been recognized when we were young. We had a very different system of upbringing. So if you go back to even very early times, right, men would be recognized for what they did for the village or for the tribe, right? They might be good at hunting and providing food for the family. They might be good or for the tribe, right? They might be really good at leadership, and they might be good at medicine. Maybe they're good at finding certain herbs and working with people. They might be incredible warriors and able to step in and protect the village or protect the tribe or defend the whatever state they're on. But over time, we kind of shifted. At that time, right, those gifts would be recognized by the elders, they'd be recognized by the other villagers, and they'd be encouraged and promoted. And so you would continue to see this growth and development in a man by his gifts being recognized, and your gifts lead to your purpose, right? Your gifts were given for a reason to help you achieve your purpose. So those gifts would unfold naturally over time as they were encouraged by the elders and the others in the tribe or village. Well, you fast forward to modern times, and we don't really have the same way, right? I mean, we have a very different educational system, and I think it's fantastic. This is not a comment against the educational system, but it's different, right? We don't send kids to school necessarily to say, hey, what's your gift, what's your gift, what's your gift? But we send kids to school and say, okay, these are the things you really need to learn to be a productive member in society. And for boys, sometimes that can be a bit of a difference because we're told to behave, to fit in, to conform in school. And, there's a whole separate topic on that, on men, and are we really claiming and being true to our authentic nature? Not an excuse for us to go back to toxic masculinity, to go to behaving like boys or children or being selfish, but really, what's our core nature? Different topic. But, today men kind of get out of school and they've been taught behave, fit in, be nice, do these things. And then we go into business, and a lot of times it's not necessarily in line with our gift, but it's what can we provide economically? We bring a paycheck back, and that's kind of it, right? And what happens is when we have these other gifts and we don't use them, it starts to eat us up. It starts to impact us. And so, I know personally for myself, I spent 25 years in corporate America, fantastic. It provided for my family. Love that aspect of it. And I have a gift for tech, and that was a great thing that I was in. But I also have a gift for leading other men. And I have a gift of gift of empathy and an empathetic heart. And so those gifts weren't really used to the same extent. And as a result, I could tell I wasn't really living exactly what I wanted to be and what I was really called to do in this life. And so, by shifting and focusing full time on coaching, that's been my own recognition of my gifts and the larger purpose that they've given me to. So look, over time, men will become frustrated when their gifts aren't used. And I truly believe that one of the gifts that all women bring is they see the potential in their man. It's a gift that a woman has, is they can look at their man, they can look at their partner and go, I know what this man is truly capable of. And when their men don't bring that purpose, when they aren't living up to their purpose, when they aren't living up to their gifts, when they aren't living up to what they're truly capable of and making the world a better place, I really believe there's a pain that women feel because they know what's possible and they know we aren't there. And that can come out in a number of different ways. But that recognition by women and what their men have capable of, when men aren't living their gifts, it's pain for the man and it's pain for their partners a lot of times as well. All right, so how do we recognize our gifts? Look, the best way is loving encouragement by others. There's a lot of things that are out there. In sports, we have competition systems set up. People can go and compete and they win and they go, okay, well, if I won something, I recognize, but not all gifts are going to be challenge-based or have a competition built around. So, one of the best things you can do is recognize the gifts in your partner, in a man, in your son, in your brother, in your friends, in whoever it happens to be. But I'll tell you what's especially powerful. One of the most impactful ways that a man can be encouraged in his gifts is by the recognition of an older man. It's how it is. Doesn't necessarily have to be their father. That carries a lot. And, I remember when I was young, my father, I was maybe in 5th grade, and my father taught me how to wire all the wiring for the renovation we were doing for what was going to be in my new room. And at the end of that, he told me, you're really good at this. And I truly believe that had an impact. I had an inclination towards technical things, but I really believe that led to me really stepping stronger into that technology role because of that encouragement of my father. And I remember recently, had a man in the men's group, share with me that he told me I had a gift in this group and what it was bringing in it. And I'll tell you that those comments by other men, especially by older men, have such a huge impact. And men, look, if you're a father or you're a father-like figure for someone, maybe for a nephew, maybe for someone younger in your neighborhood that you're not a father of, but if you can encourage them, and look, it doesn't mean that you're just praising them unnecessarily, but you're recognizing the encouragement is really the recognition of their gift. You have a talent for this. You're good at this. I see what you bring and what you do. Sometimes even just I see your persistence and perseverance in wanting to learn that. That encouragement, I promise you, that encouragement by you to a younger man has such an impact. We have one man in our group in Men Ignited who is 20. He's the youngest in the group. He's 20 years old. And, we have all range of men in that group. And I'll tell you what, it's such an amazing thing because not only does he receive such recognition by other men for his gifts and what he's so capable of and so brilliant at and just comes so naturally to him. But I'll share another secret, man. When you recognize the gift in another man and you give them the gift of that recognition, it's a gift for yourself as well. Because you'll see as that gift grows in that other man, you'll know that they're making a difference in the world. And it also, I don't know, something inside, it's part of our gift as a man to give that gift. And when we're living up to that gift and we're doing it, we're actually performing it. It is such an incredible feeling for ourselves as well. So look, I really today, first off, men, love for you to join me Monday night, 7:00 if you can. The event's on my Facebook page, business page. Just look for Men Ignited, or you can message me. We'll get in touch. Absolutely, there's such a benefit that comes from men sharpening men and encouraging each other to be better for themselves, to be better for the families, to be better for the world. And any man out there, I absolutely encourage you, find 2 men today, right? And maybe they're young boys, right? Is one of them, especially if they're younger, and make a intentional move to recognize their gifts, to recognize them for what they're doing, to recognize them for what they're bringing to the world. And anyone listening, right, I encourage you to do the same. If you know a man in your life, you have a boy in your life, and you see something and you want to recognize them for that, I can't tell you the positive impact that this brings to people, and the joy and recognition that they'll bring for them, and the joy and just living to your gift that it will bring to you. All right, so love getting a chance to talk to you all. We love, Sandy and I love hearing the comments and everything that you bring. So have a fantastic weekend. We'll see you on Monday.